Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the festive season has begun and I have created this super fun, colorful Navratri makeup look for today's video. So if you want to know how I got this super fun and colorful Navratri makeup look, then please continue watching. So first of all, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. So I'm using an angled brush and filling out my eyebrows. Next, I'm going to take this Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer in the shade Deep and I'm going to use it as a base for my eyeshadows. Once I've blended the concealer, I'm going to set it in place using a loose translucent powder. Then I'm going to pick up my Huda Beauty Rosegold eyeshadow palette and I'm going to pick up the shade Sandalwood, which is like a light warm brown shade, and I'm going to run that through my crease, and this is going to act as my transition shade. Next, I'm going to take this Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl in the shade Dark Brown and I'm going to create a line on the crease of my eye. So I'm going to do a cut crease. So I'm mapping out the shape for my cut crease using the pencil, and then I'm going to smudge that line to diminish any harsh lines. Then I'm going to mix these two shades from the same Huda Beauty palette, which is like a ashy brown and a black shade. Both are matte. So I'm going to draw on top of the kohl pencil that I did in the previous step using an angled brush to intensify the crease on the eye. And also I'm going to slightly feather it up towards the eyebrows. Again, I'm going to smudge that cut crease using a smudging brush. Next, I'm going to use the same Flower Beauty concealer to cut out the crease. Since I have that guideline for my cut crease, it's going to be very easy for me to cut out the crease. Next, I'm going to take this super fun Too Faced Lights of Festival eyeshadow palette, very appropriate for the festive season. So I'm going to pick up that bubblegum pink shade, which is a matte finish. So I'm going to apply that on my entire eyelid using a flat brush. And then I'm going to take this Kiko Milano eye pencil in a turquoise shade, and I'm going to draw a line underneath the cut crease that I created. And this was not coming out super intense like how I wanted it to be. So I'm going to pick up this beautiful shimmery teal shade from the same Too Faced palette, and I'm using a very thin eyeliner brush to trace the line under the cut crease that I created. Next, I'm going to use the shimmery orangey warm shade from the same Too Faced palette, and I'm going to pop that right on center of my eyelids. So I'm just building the intensity of the color. Then I'm going to take this Urban Decay glitter eyeliner in the shade Midnight Cowboy. So I've taken that on the back of my hand and using my ring finger to dab the glitter on top of the orange eyeshadow that I applied. And this is going to add a bit of sparkliness to my eye makeup. Next, to create a crisp and sharp winged eyeliner, I'm using the Chambor Smooth On Liquid Eyeliner, my favorite eyeliner ever. This is the smoothest and jet black eyeliner I have ever come across. So yeah, I'm taking my time and creating a super smooth and sharp winged eyeliner. Moving on to the face, I've already prepped my face using the Benefit Professional Primer off camera. I'm going to move on to the color correction. So I'm taking this MAC Studio Conceal and Correct palette in the shade Dark. I'm picking up that orange color corrector and I'm going to color correct all of the pigmented areas of my face, such as the pigmentation around my mouth, the acne spots, and a little bit under my eyes to color correct the darkness. To blend everything into my skin, I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend out the color corrector. For foundation, I'm going to mix two foundations. So one is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation in the shade Nutmeg, which is super dark for my skin. And the other one is the Estee Lauder Maximum Cover Camouflage Foundation in the shade Cashew, which is super light. So I've mixed them both to custom create my skin color. And I'm drawing these stripes across my face, and then I'm going to go over with a flat top kabuki brush from back and blend everything out. These two foundations are very high in coverage, and yet they look very natural once blended into the skin without making the face look cakey. Then to conceal and highlight, I'm using the same Flower Beauty concealer that I used earlier, and this is in the shade Deep. This is also a very full coverage and self-setting concealer. I have been loving this concealer so far. So I'm just gonna highlight the regular areas of my face where I like to highlight, such as underneath my eyes, on the center of my forehead, center of my nose, cupid bow, chin, and also under the hollows of my cheeks. Then I'm picking up this NYX Wonder Stick contouring stick. So I've used just the contouring stick, and I'm chiseling out my features. So I've applied that on the hollows of my cheeks, on my forehead, on the sides of my nose, on my upper lip and bottom lip to make them look poutier, and also my jawline. Now I'm gonna blend the highlighted areas using the same PAC 212 blending brush. Then I'm going to take the Real Techniques contouring brush to blend out the cream contour in place. And for the smaller areas such as the mouth and alongside my nose, I'm using a smaller shading brush from Real Techniques. Now set everything in place. I'm using the Bharat Dorris loose powder in the shade number 5. So I'm going to bake using this powder. So I'm applying that underneath my eyes and taking that on the sides of my nose as well to make the nose contour look sharper and defined. On the center of my forehead, on the center of my nose, on my cupid's bow, my chin, and also not forgetting my laugh lines because I crease a lot on my laugh lines. And while that is baking, I'm gonna move on to the eyes. So I'm taking this Absolute New York nude eye pencil and applying that on my waterline. Then I'm going to take the Cocoa shade from the Huda Beauty palette and run that along my lower lash line to create a depth. Then I'm taking the matte black shade from the same Huda Beauty palette. I'm going to define my lower lash line further by applying that very close to my lower lashes. Then to highlight my inner corners of the eyes and the brow bone, I'm using a pale gold shimmery shade from the Too Faced Life's a Festival palette, and then I'm going to dust off all of the excess powder away from my face. To set the rest of the face, I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC45. This also adds a bit of coverage, and I'm using a large fluffy powder brush to set everything. Then I'm going to apply this Maybelline Lash Temptation mascara to my lower lashes. And then I'm using this NYX matte bronzer in the shade Dark Tan, which is like my favorite bronzer. So I'm just applying that wherever I did the cream contour. So applying that on the hollows of my cheeks, on my forehead, on my jawline, alongside my nose, and also on top and bottom of my lips. For blusher, I'm using this MAC matte blush in the shade Flower Power, which is like a peachy pink matte blush. So I'm just applying that on the apples of my cheeks and blending it with the contouring that I did earlier. For highlighter, I'm going to mix these two beautiful shades from the Balm. So one is the Mary Luminizer and the other one is the Betty Luminizer, which is like a deep brownish golden shade. So I've mixed them both together to apply that on the tops of my cheekbones, on the center of my nose, on my cupid's bow and my chin. And before I apply lipstick, I'm going to use the same Bharat Dorris loose powder and cutting underneath the contour to make them look sharp and crisp. Then I'm going to take this Lakme Cocoa Fudge lip liner and I'm going to line and slightly overdraw my lips. For lipstick, I'm using this MAC Meher lipstick, which is like a cool toned pink shade. So I'm just popping that on my lips, and that created like a very nice ombre effect on the lips since I had a very dark lip liner going on. And once the lip was done, I'm going to brush off the excess powder underneath the contour, and now I'm just setting the entire makeup in place using my favorite L'Oreal Infallible setting spray. So that finishes this super fun and colorful festive Navratri makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more such videos from me, and please do share this video as much as possible, and I shall see you all soon in my next video. Bye.